Welcome back, tribe. We're here enjoying a beautiful day in Bucharest in the park. And today we're going to cover a topic we talked about earlier in the chat today in the private community about overcoming obstacles and why you fail so many times. Well, a lot of us fail, actually. Whether we're pursuing women, whether we're pursuing starting a business, getting a promotion at work, whatever it is, man, anything you chase in life, there is one magic bullet, the secret sauce of why you fail or succeed. And that is overcoming obstacles. It's cliche, sounds very simple and easier said than done. But the actual truth is, literally, all you have to do to succeed in the world today is make sure you put one foot in front of the other every single time a problem arises. Don't give up. You lose when you quit. Persistence and consistency pays off. Say you're talking to a woman. Say there's a woman you're interested in. You may be too nervous to get up and make a move. Life is a series of failures that you move on from, and eventually people will call that success. For example, when you start a business, you have actually no idea what to do when you start a business. There's a million questions on your mind, and you don't have a single answer. You're going to have to start researching. You're going to start Googling stuff. You're going to have to ask people who started businesses. You're going to have to stumble your way through finding success for your business. There will be multiple days where problems keep arising, things you never foresaw that you must find a solution for. Otherwise, it may impact your business and you'll end up being the 98% that fail in the first year, whatever that is, 99%. Your ability to handle stress, to figure out a way to overcome a problem you're having and do this consistently in the long term is how you will succeed in life. There will never be a perfect time to start. There'll never be a perfect plan with a perfect execution and the perfect scenario with the perfect conditions for you to start your business. There's no sign from the universe that's going to tell you, no magic writing in the sky, no dream, there's nothing. The best day to start is today. Your relationship with failure has to change. It's merely a part of the process, and failing is expected. Not only is it expected, you should want to fail because you learn far more from your failures than you do from your successes. There's nothing to remember when you succeed at something in the first try. It just worked as expected. That's great. Moving on. The brain just puts it in a neat little box in the corner and you forget about it. The pain from failure, the stress from failure, the emotional response you get, all of that is what burns it into your brain and it makes it a worthwhile memory. I've had plenty of these instances when I started my business and I thought we were on the verge of going bankrupt, on the verge of failing multiple times throughout the year until I finally kept working at one problem at a time, solving every issue we had until the problems became less and less prominent and more like nuisances. The cost of doing business. No longer make or break. No longer do or die. That's the position you have to put yourself in. And this kind of thinking is what leads men to success in the workplace where they get promoted. Either if your goal is simple as weight loss in your fitness journey, weight gain, having the body of your dreams, whatever it is, pursuing a woman, all of these things absolutely depend on your ability to consistently manage failure and keep one foot in front of the other. That's literally the magic, guys. Seriously. If there was ever any wisdom to impart about what I've learned or what men far older than me have taught me is that literally I succeeded because I didn't give up. That was it. When everybody else was competing against me, they ended up quitting. The guy who dreamed of building that business never started. He gave up on himself. He stopped when he was almost successful. That dude that got the beautiful girlfriend, same thing. He kept approaching women every single day. He kept working on himself every single day. He made himself more charismatic. He taught himself how to speak, how to behave in public, how to be interesting in conversation. Kept up with his appearance. He kept working at it over and over until finally the little skinny, nerdy, fat looking Dorito Mountain Dew sipping nerd became a little mini Chad. It just takes work, consistent effort, day in and day out, and you can achieve whatever it is you're looking for in life. Most people give up. This is the brutal truth. You fail because you don't try, or when you tried, you gave up too soon. How many of you can look back on your lives and think of a moment where you attempted something, completely sucked at it, but kept going? You didn't give up, you didn't stop, and eventually you got good. Eventually you felt confident to do that new thing. Eventually you became proficient at something. That was through your perseverance. That was through handling failure and stepping forward one day at a time. Eventually you became so good you gained a ton of confidence off of this. Now you enjoy it. This is what it means to master something in life. And if you're afraid to make that leap and try something new or be a newbie at something, or you're already on your way starting a new business, maybe you just got hired at a new job, maybe you just got a new girlfriend, or maybe you're proposing to get married, whatever it is, man, whether you're on the journey or about to start it, think of the alternative whenever some of these tough moments come up. If you're applying for a job and you may be afraid to put in your application because you don't feel like you belong there, or you're not good enough or whatever it is insecurity you have, think of the alternative. The alternative is you don't get the job for sure. You don't potentially change your life for sure. And you will always, until you go to your deathbed, wonder what if the worst thing you could possibly be left with at the end of your days on this planet. What if I did that? What if I attempted this? What if I just tried? What if I just kept going? That pretty girl you're afraid to ask out, that business that you've been thinking about starting, you've been saying it, but you haven't done it. What's the alternative? She shoots you down, fine. The world isn't going to end. Maybe she would have said yes. What if she said yes? You just blew your chance with a pretty girl. What if you started your business? What if your entire life would have changed? What if everything you've ever dreamed of having, you would have had if you just took the leap and worked, started on your goals, and actually persevered through every single problem that comes up? What if you didn't quit this time? What if you kept your diet? What if the diet never started Monday again? You ever wondered how different your life would have been if you've done all the things you've ever dreamed about doing? If you took all the risks you've ever thought about taking? You ever wonder what position you'd be in the world right now? Think about that. We all have these regrets. I have them too. There's a bunch of things that I wish I didn't have the what ifs to. And I had to learn as I got older that it doesn't matter whether you succeed or you don't. Nothing is worse than wondering what if I would have attempted that. It's better knowing and failing than it is not knowing and wondering how grand, how beautiful, how successful that attempt could have been in whatever avenue in your life. A lot of people end up living mediocre, less than mediocre, dreadful lives that they're struggling to get out of bed for. They need every bit of motivation and turbocharged on caffeine just to make it through traffic to go into their little cubicle and accept their fate that I'm here because I never took a risk in life. I'm here because I took the safe way. I took the path that was well lit, that was paved, that the whole crowd follows. I didn't go off track. I didn't go where I needed a machete in my hand to slice my way through to get to the other side, which is green pastures full of fruits, vegetables, animals, beautiful water, clean air. A better way than the polluted side that everybody else follows. That's what life is, man. I could have been stuck working a job I hated. Before I started my business, I was working as a server. I was a bartender. I was working in sales for shitty stores. At one point, I was working at AutoZone. And I remember a moment that I'll never, ever, ever forget. I was standing in the middle of the part aisles, behind the counter, looking at the watch. The manager is next to me on the other side. A few hours before closing, no customers for 30 minutes, an hour now. It's absolutely dead. And we're sitting here on the clock, wasting away, getting paid to stare at parts and wonder if this is all I have to look forward to in life. Am I stuck being a sales associate forever? Is this what I'm peaking at? Is there more to life than this? I had grand dreams of traveling the world, expensive tastes that I could fulfill at any time. Everything you would dream of, the Playboy lifestyle. I wanted it all. I came from nothing, had absolutely nothing, landed in America with just clothes on our back. Was my peak really gonna be staring at the clock until I could clock out from an AutoZone parts store where I felt my soul being drained out of my body? I knew the only way I was going to get out of that situation was if I made a move, a dramatic change in my way of thinking, and started taking some risks in life. Stop listening to everybody else telling you can't do this. It's too risky to do that. What if you fail doing this? It doesn't matter. My own family doubted me. When I wanted to start a business, my own parents were saying, watch out. Hey, you've never started a business before. Are you sure you want to do that? Your closest friends. Very few supported me. I can name one that supported me the whole way through and thought it was a good idea. And guess what? He was the only wealthy one. Everybody else was poor. Everybody else was just used to that scarcity mentality of hiding their money under the bed, never investing it, never spending it to get more in return, just hoarding it away. Why? Because they've accepted less. They've accepted that when things get hard, they need to have a little bit of money stashed away because they never took those risks. They never wanted better for themselves. They just say they did. But once you rip away that consistent, easy money, that paycheck every single week that you get, that's when the fear sets in. That's when the failure starts to rumble around their mind. And that's when they start to freeze in place exactly where they are. This is the problem most people have. The ones that succeed the most are the ones willing to take the most risks, willing to fail the most, and do so consistently. You don't stop after failing once, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. It doesn't matter. You keep attempting to start a business until one succeeds. You keep applying to jobs until one hires you. You keep talking to girls until one says yes. This is life. It's a game of numbers, and it only rewards those that acquire the most numbers, the most attempts. types, the highest percentages to succeed. It may take you 100 job applications, 1,000 job applications, but you'll hear back from somebody. Don't be discouraged after sending out 5 applications and then decide, oh, I'm gonna throw my hands up. This is useless. Nobody wants to hire me. That's the unemployed broke dude that's never going anywhere in life. Then he's gonna sit at home and play video games all day and say the market sucks. Market does suck. Guess you gotta apply 50 more times, bro. This is how you win. The dude that doesn't have success with women talked to one girl, now he's scared forever. She rejected him, maybe brutally, maybe disinflated his ego. All women are bitches, can't do anything now. Seriously? Or you could be like the other guy that's gotten so comfortable talking to other women that he just does so on autopilot. You know, his phone book is full of numbers. He has a lot of success. The process has become easier and easier for him. Why? Because he kept at it, and he kept getting better, and he kept gaining more confidence, and he started being more successful. This is life, my friend. Same thing with your dreams. They're right there. The difference between you and the man you dream of being, as I've already told you, it's discipline. That's the bridge between dreams and reality. It's that simple. The man you dream of being is the disciplined version of you. It's that simple. Once you realize this, you'll begin taking the steps forward to changing your life. Imagine that. Just hear me for a second. The man you dream of being is the disciplined version of you. The man who has everything in your dreams, the life you want, the material possessions you want, the family life you want, whatever it is you desire. That guy got it, not because he's special, not because some God-given gift. It's because he's disciplined. It's because he's the disciplined version of you. He shows up every single day. He's like the postman. Rain, sleet, snow, doesn't matter. Shows up, mail gets delivered. And making excuses doesn't serve you or anybody else. Stop protecting your ego. Telling people why you failed to do this or why you never started that. Those are just excuses. You're just padding your own bruised self-image about why you couldn't or didn't. And that's okay, brother. You have to understand. The only one you're really hurting is yourself. You're cheating yourself out of the truth. You're cheating yourself out of your own potential. You've broken a simple promise to yourself. Is that the man you want to be? Is that the man you'd want your son to look up to? Ask yourself, if your father or your grandfather or your future sons and grandsons could see you right now, what would they say? Do you think they'd look at you and say, that's a man that's attempted everything he's ever wanted in life. He was fearless, whether he failed or he succeeded, didn't matter. If he wanted something, he went after it. So life rewarded him with everything. Or will they look at you and say, yeah, he tried here and there. He did that one thing, kind of went okay. Then he was a bit dismayed and he kind of gave up on trying. He settled into that new normal. He's comfortable now. He's got a weekly paycheck. He's okay with mediocrity. He's okay with being strangled to death by inflation, strangled to death by companies that don't care about him, that'll fire him in an instant. He's okay, accepting the bare minimum because it's safe there. And as this man is on his deathbed in the hospital, waiting to die, do you know what he's going to be wondering? It's actually very simple. A roulette of images in his mind with the question, what if? We only got one ticket on this earth, and it's a quick ride, boys. Get after it. Okay, so something extra here. So in the private community chats that we had yesterday, I showed everybody this video and asked them for some feedback and actually got some good information. So somebody said it felt a little bit too much like motivation masturbation. They wanted to know more actionable things, steps that they could take to actually fix their situation, not just be pure motivation. So, fair enough. That's actually perfect because two of the most important things are actually visualization and writing down a plan. Let's get into the whole visualization thing first. If you don't at your core, at your self-image, believe in who you're trying to become, there's nothing you can do to actually turn that into a reality. If you don't start, it's not delusion. I'm not talking about mental masturbation. I'm not talking about manifesting some bullshit. I mean, your core image, who you actually think you are, the whole fake it till you make it thing somewhat is true. It's not about faking it. It's just literally having the self-belief that you are this person you're trying to become. When you look in the mirror at the gym, you don't see that you're fat. You don't see that you're skinny. I'm not talking about dysmorphia. I'm talking about you look in the mirror and you see your potential. You see who you're supposed to be. That is what motivates you. That is what gives you the discipline to go to the gym nonstop, to eat clean nonstop, because you're aiming at a clear goal of who you should look like, what you will look like, and how good it'll feel when you get there. This is the same principle you apply to your business, girlfriend, relationships, marriage, making money, starting companies, traveling the world. It doesn't matter. You have to visualize everything. And I mean the minute details. Imagine yourself. Imagine the cuts on your body. Imagine your biceps. Imagine just eating clean. Imagine the meals you're preparing. Imagine when you start your business, the clients. Imagine the pretend estimates you're going to give, the pretend consultation, the way the conversation will go. Everything has to be vividly imagined, visualized, so that when the scenario presents itself, it's like you were already there. And your brain, by the way, is a machine. It's a problem-solving machine. If your problem is getting to a fit body, starting a business, and you're not there yet, subconsciously, because you're constantly thinking of this, visualizing this, the machine begins to work in the real world subconsciously to draw you closer to your goal. If you want to learn more about visualization, how powerful the self-image is, you need to get this book right here. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. This is one of the books that changed my life in terms of how I view myself and what's possible from simple mental work. This is what separates winners from losers and further the champions from everybody else competing. If you have not read this book, you should. We're actually covering it in the private community. I'm going to post up. I recorded the first 2 chapters that we covered in the group chat, and then we're going to move forward. If you haven't, join the private community, because that's going to be one that will help honestly launch you into another dimension of your life. The next portion of this that's super important, writing down a plan. Do you know where you want to be in 6 months? Do you know where you want to be in a year, 5 years? When you write down a plan, don't be the New Year resolution tards. I joined the gym because I want to lose weight. That's too vague. The problem only gets solved when it's specific. I want to lose 50 pounds within 3 months. How am I going to get there? Then you're going to start calculating the amount of calories you're allowed to eat. Then you're going to start calculating how much you need to exercise to burn in excess. Then you're going to calculate exactly what your meal plan should look like every single day. You need to plan this to the T and begin executing every step. You're not going to get to 50 pounds in one day, and you're not going to get to 50 pounds wishing because all you did was join the gym and it's a New Year resolution. The man with the plan will always succeed. So get a detailed plan of exactly what you want. I want to get a job and make money. Not good enough, bro. I want to get a woman. Not good enough, bro. You need to get extra specific. How am I going to get a job? I'm going to apply to 50 different positions. I'm going to take these certifications. I'm going to go talk to these people, get this mentor, and I'm going to do this all within XYZ. And eventually you will get there. You have to be a man with a plan, and you have to visualize yourself doing all these things and acting on them. The universe works in weird ways, man. You ever hear people saying, it's crazy, the harder I work, the luckier I seem to get? Because it's true. You're only poor because you decide to be poor. And this is something they'll never teach you, because they want you to think poverty and being poor is not a mentality. It's simply the system's fault. It's the teacher's fault. It's the community's fault. It's my job's fault. It's everybody's fault but your own. They don't want you to get out of the rat race. They don't want you to get out of the cubicle. They don't want you to escape with your own 2 hands, put in work, and reap the seeds that you're sowing for yourself. The diligent hands are the ones that get rewarded in this world. You can find this kind of wisdom in the Bible, wherever, in the oldest books in the world. They always tell you, you control your destiny as long as you use these. Opportunities only come to those that are looking for them. There's opportunities all around you. Making money, the ability to, is abundant in the world today. There are endless options that are just hitting you every single day that you're not seeing because you're not looking for them. Have a plan, execute, visualize yourself doing it, visualize yourself at the end goal, and everything will come to pass exactly as you see it in your mind. I'm telling you, nothing can stop you. You put in that level of consistency, that level of effort, that level of planning, you cannot fail. I've never seen anybody try their ass off and actually failed. They may have hit bumps in the road. They may have had obstacles here and there, but that consistency, that perseverance, the persistent nature that they have, that they will not give up on their goals, that they keep trying, that they already see themselves as winners. That's how you have to be. That's the mindset of a winner. There's so many people that have already showed you the way. How many immigrants have come to the United States, for example? My family's one of them. We came with clothes on our back. That's it. Maybe $1,000 as refugees from persecution from communists. Imagine that. You start at less than zero. You don't even know the language, yet you can come into the country, land of opportunity, and through working your ass off and starting a business and learning trade skills and doing what you can as an immigrant, you end up in the middle class of America. You can buy a house. You can raise a family. You can have everything you couldn't have had in your home country. Imagine starting with that, less than zero. The biggest barrier is knowing the language. Second biggest barrier, learning how to write it and read it. Imagine that. You have all the skills necessary to succeed in this world. What's holding you back? You. Every day you wake up and you hold yourself back. That's the truth, my friend. The bitter truth you don't want to swallow. You're in the exact position you deserve to be in today. I'm not trying to wring your head off, but the truth is, it can all be traced back to every single action you've ever made in your life. That is why you are where you are today. And if you're unhappy with that outcome, you need to make a change in your day-to-day habits, your day-to-day behaviors, and whatever else is keeping you trapped in that life you hate, the mediocrity, the dead end, the no way out feeling that you're having. Is there more to life than that? Of course there is. Are you willing to take the risk? Are you willing to change everything, including yourself? Society will pat you on the back. Oh, it's okay, just be yourself. What if being yourself sucks? What if being yourself is the reason you got in this position? What if being yourself is holding you back? What if you're being yourself, but yourself is just the imprint society has left on you? That's not even who you really are. Do you even know who you are, who yourself is? Or is it just a conglomerate of all the things, all the experiences you've had in your life, all the people you dealt with, all the insecurities, all the trash talking, all the yelling, all the beatings, all the abuse, all that shit has made you yourself. You don't think that's trauma? You don't think that's holding you back? Most people don't know who they are. Most people have never done the due diligence. Most people don't start to begin rehabbing their self-image and living up to their potential. That's the brutal truth, my friend. I could sit here and bullshit you all day and tell you like, yeah, it's society's fault. Yeah, it's everything's crumbling. The government sucks. Yeah, it does suck. The game's a little harder today than it was for your grandpappy. Sure enough, there's still people coming out of the gutter and making it. Why? Because they'll persevere no matter how hard it gets, no matter what they got to climb through, no matter what the obstacle looks like, they're getting out of there. Hell or high water. It doesn't matter. Anything's better than being absolutely dead broke, poor, nothing to live for. You're in a dead end job. Your shitty paycheck isn't enough to make ends meet, and your dream just day by day evaporates, little by little, until you wake up on that deathbed I was talking about, and you have nothing to show for it. An entire life lived, survived, because you didn't actually live. You were just breathing air, barely making it. That's hell on earth. Don't be that guy. Like I said, join our community, get up off your ass, do something, invest in yourself, become part of a group, either ours or someone else's that you're looking up to, and start investing in a community. Put yourself out there. You're capable of more. Seriously. It's about time you start. And if you want to join me for some private chats and hang out with the group and get after your goals and make a difference in your life, join us on the private community. I'll have links in the description below. And for everybody else, let me know what other topics you want me to cover. I'll look for the most popular comments and make a video on them. Until then, my friends, see you on the next one.